Hi everyone, my name is Kendra. My topic is on caregiver burnout. So, the grain of America is a term used to explain the rising number of elderly in the United States. America has often wondered how it will care for its aging population. Yet, so occupied by this, we often forget about the health and well-being of the caregivers who are assisting our elderly and ill. Caregiver burnout is an intense mental and physical exhaustion that can result in other illnesses. To understand caregiver burnout, we have to understand who is susceptible to it. And from there, we can understand how it develops in these individuals. Followed by that, we can understand the symptoms and the impacts. And once we understand that, we can find solutions and ways to reduce it. 29% of Americans are taking care of a loved one, either ill or aging. They are not paid for what they do. Within that 29%, it was found 1.4 million are children, either 8 to 18 years old. And while most are not the sole caregiver, they assist in cares usually for their parents or grandparents, and they have shown signs of burnout. In addition to these individuals, 1.3 million are nurse aides or caregivers working in residential facilities or in-home care networks. While they do get paid, and it is a choice, they still experience caregiver burnout. Now, I can say that no matter how much you get paid, no matter how much you may love the individual you are taking care of, and no matter how old you are, caregiver burnout will get you at one point. I was a CNA for 1 year, and when I was 12, my mother was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. I was her primary caregiver for 8 years. That is also why I know one of the reasons that burnout occurs is usually due to the new and sudden responsibility. Both the physical and financial cares are very sudden and difficult. While the level of care depends greatly on the person, usually their age, their cognitive ability, their mobility, and their mental and physical health, they do in time deteriorate, causing more responsibilities. I've seen some residents who could do all the things they wanted to. They strived for their independence. Then there were people like my mother who needed help with everything, from feeding to medication reminders. This is also when financial care comes into play, which results in account and money management. At first, a caregiver might feel this is their duty. They should feel grateful. They have motivation. As time goes on, however, this motivation quickly fades away. 58% of caregivers reported they could not find 58% of caregivers reported in time they could no longer find time to exercise. 77 could not find time for a doctor's appointment. Suddenly, time is narrow. They no longer have the time or scheduling for themselves. It's all about this other person. Motivation slowly declines along with friendships. People do not always understand the pressure and pain that comes with caregiving. Along with that, caregivers often socially withdraw. They may become resentful of family members who are unable or will not help take care of this loved one. And often they are forced to deal with unmeetable expectations, usually from society itself, other family members, the loved one they are taking care of, or from inside themselves. They are expected to remain calm despite violent behavior. Often people with Alzheimer's and other cognitive issues can become very violent very easily. They will hit, they will punch, they will call you every name in the book. And society and many other people expect caregivers to remain calm. It is also a struggle to remain calm while watching a family member deteriorate and you slowly become a distant memory. The more you repress these emotions, the more burnout sets in. Physical and mental health steadily decline. 40 to 70% of caregivers experience depression or depression-like symptoms upon 6 months of taking care of someone. One in 10 caregivers saw a physical deterioration. Caregiving can also lead a caregiver to premature aging. Some caregivers had 10 years taken off their life for taking care of someone. Weight gain and loss is also very common. And in addition to this, as the depression symptoms set in, the loved one does not receive the proper care they deserve. However, the 29% of Americans who are taking care of a loved one are not without hope. The Cleveland Clinic described many solutions to reduce the risk. From social support to setting limits, be honest with oneself. If you feel like you can't handle it, then say something. It's okay to show emotion. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to say, I need help. Caregiving should not be feared or avoided because of caregiver burnout, but it is something that should be understood on who is susceptible to it, how it occurs, and what can be done to reduce it. Caregiving has its positives. It can teach patience and a new perspective. Thank you.